Hi, welcome to Pakhtunkhwa channel. My name is Khurrum Yusafzai. I'm today with my guest Dr. Khurrum Shaukat Yusafzai.
Hi.
Today's topic is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. And my first question is, what is the history and the name of the province Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
Very good question, Mohammed. Actually, this region is called Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, and it is one of the four provinces of Pakistan. So the provinces are made according to the constitution of Pakistan, and these provinces were actually made even before the birth of Pakistan, because when the British were here, they were actually running the government through provincial governments. Like the British had given autonomy to the provinces, which later on Pakistan tried to remove by forming one unit and things like that. But these provinces are made, and the British they left their law called the Indian Act of 1935, which is actually amalgamated in the Constitution of Pakistan. So the law is actually the Constitution of Pakistan, according to which the name of this province is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and this name was recently changed. This name was changed in April 2010 by the help of Awami National Party, which is one of the oldest party of Pakistan. It's older than the Muslim League, and this party was made by Abdul Ghaffar Khan, or the King Khan, Fakhre Afghan Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. So his grandson Asfandyar Wali passed a motion to change the name of the province from NWFP. NWFP mean Northwest Frontier Province, because the British used to call it the frontier. So he passed the logic about on passing this motion was this, that the Pashtuns were saying that NWFP were four letters, Northwest Frontier, and these letters looked like a chemical formula of chemistry, like sodium chloride or potassium chloride. It was the Pashtuns had been denied identity by the British, because the Pashtuns were freedom fighters, and the Punjabis and the other people were actually serving the British in their army. But the Pashtuns, because of their freedom fight, were not liked by the British, and the Pashtuns have never accepted the British Empire, and they had defeated them in Afghanistan. That's why Afghanistan is called the graveyard of empires. So they, in order to remove them from the history, they removed the name of this region. Although in the older time, this name Pakhtunkhwa was present. So what is the meaning of Pakhtunkhwa? Pakhtunkhwa means the land of Pashtuns.
Okay.
So, and the other synonym is Pashtunistan. Pashtunistan is a bit Persianized version, but Pakhtunkhwa is the Pashto version of the land of Pashtuns. And the meaning of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa means the land which is beyond Khyber and is Pakhtunkhwa. So this word Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has a logic behind it. And this was the logic that the Pashtun wanted the province named after the largest ethnicity, which are the Pashtuns. That's why this bill was passed. Because NWP was not representative of the people who live here, and these people were previously called Afghans. Pashtuns were called Afghans. Ethnically, Afghan is a race, and Pashtun is actually the Americans, when they came here to defeat the Russia in Afghanistan, and they opened this Mujahideen front and Taliban front. They actually started calling the Pashtuns as Pashtuns, because like the Arabs speak Arabic, so they're called Arabs. So the Pashtuns speak Pashto, so they started calling them Pashtuns because they live on this side of the Durand line or the Khyber Pass. The Durand Line was actually made in 1893 by the agreement between the British and the Afghan royal family, the Duranis and Abdalis. They formed an agreement, and the British were paying taxes to the Pashtun royal family, because the Abdali family, after the Panipat 1747, were ruling Indian subcontinent in partnership with the Mughals from 1747 to 1857. But the rebellion, because the British joined, and the British and the Ranjit Singh and Shah Shuja, one of the grandsons of Ahmad Shah Abdali, partnered after Amritsar Agreement, and Shah Shuja actually gifted Peshawar to the British and the Sikhs. So the people think that Peshawar was lost in a battle. It was never lost in a battle. It was actually gifted along with the Koh-i-Noor diamond by the Shah Shuja to the British and the Sikhs. And because the Khalsa army was trained by the British Empire, and they were like military colonels and people under Henry Lawrence, the governor of Punjab. Sir Henry Lawrence was actually helping through their Henry Lawrence's men, as they are called. One of them is James Abbott. On his name, Aptabad is there. Most of the people that I will talk about in another video. So that's how the name Khyber Pakhtunkhwa came into being on the 18th Amendment. So 18th Amendment was passed by Awami National Party. It was with the help of Pakistan People's Party, President Asif Ali Zardari. Thanks to him, that Pashtuns got the identity. So before, nobody cared for in the 75-year history about the identity of the Pashtuns, but thanks God to the effort, the 18th Amendment was passed. Then later on, in the 25th Amendment, which was passed in 2018, May 2018, the merger of the areas which were between the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the Durand Line. The Durand Line, I will tell you, is the Himalayan mountain range, because there was no border, or there was no barbed wire or something separating the two countries. It is actually considered the Himalayan mountain range, and especially its sub part, the Suleiman range, separates Khyber Pakhtunkhwa from Afghanistan. So the identity of the Pashtuns was necessary, because in the past this was Afghanistan. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was Afghanistan, and till in 1935 this was actually made the province. So the Durand Line was made in 1893, but from 1893 to 1935, the Pashtuns people were not accepting this Durand Line, and it is still a disputed border even to this date. That's why it's called Durand Line. It's not called Durand Border. So the king of Afghanistan even attacked Peshawar, and he also killed the Sixth General Hari Singh Nalwa for the same reason. He was killed right here in Peshawar, in the Jamrod Fort, because they did not wanted the Durand Line. Although the British were even paying money to them, and Afghanistan is a landlocked country, it had to accept it, because it cannot transport goods from Afghanistan to the seaport of Karachi, because Afghanistan is also dependent on the seaport of Karachi. So that was the political reasons. And the British also used to pay money to these people in the tribal area, and this practice even continued right up to 2018, when 25th Amendment was passed. Then the merger of that tribal areas near the Durand Line, called FATA, Federally Administered Tribal Area, was joined with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, making it bigger, because the area of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was 15, the percentage of population was 15% before the merger, but now it has gone up to almost 18%, officially 17.9%. But in my opinion, it's actually 20% or 25% of the population of Pakistan. Why? Because the population of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the FATA, especially the FATA, has not been counted even after 1947. So if that population is counted, I'm sure it's not 3% that it has increased from 15 to 18%. It's actually more than that. I think 3% would be population of maybe 1 or 2 districts of like Waziristan, maybe 3%. And that was the reason the government started blocking the ID cards, thinking that maybe they are Afghan people, because they were themselves surprised because of the error which they had done themselves by not counting the population of FATA, which is not even done even to this date. And that is the similar thing that in Balochistan, which was Kalat state, which was separated from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and it was made a separate province called Balochistan after the constitution was made in 1971. So the Balochistan is also having a lot of Pashtun population, and something the majority is not the Baloch but the Pashtuns. But over there, the population has not been counted. So that is the other reason. So I hope I have answered the question how this name came into being, because the Pashtuns wanted similar representation, just like the Punjabis have the Punjab and the Sindhis have Sindh, and Balochis have Balochistan. Although I told you about Balochistan problem of who is the majority there, that question has not been solved till today.
So, is the abbreviation KP or KPK?
Yes. So people are using this abbreviation KPK, which is totally funny and absurd, because according to the Constitution of Pakistan, the name of this province is two words, like Khyber and Pakhtunkhwa. So if the name is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, what is the third K? So some people are thinking that Pakhtunkhwa is two words. This is totally rubbish and so stupid. Most of the stupidity is committed by like Geo TV and this big media houses. They are calling it KPK, and this some dumb anchors and the news readers are repeatedly calling it KPK, KPK. And this dumbness and stupidity is so great that even 14 years have passed now in 2024, and to your you will be amazed, there are number plates of the cars with the KPK abbreviation. I've seen motorcycles, and I've seen even official cars of the government departments with KPK written on their number plates. So there are fake number plates on the cars, because according to the law of Pakistan, it's two words, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So the abbreviation should be two. And even using the abbreviation, I don't agree that we can easily call Pakhtunkhwa. So why use KP? What's the? Because if there were four letters like NWFP, okay, and we thought it was like a chemistry formula, so now they put it to two, like KP. Maybe it's potassium, phosphorus, and potassium. So instead of saying it KP, why not preferably we say it Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
Yeah, so my next question is, what is NWFP, FATA, and FR region?
Yes. As I told you, Northwest Frontier Province. So the British used to call it this because of the reasons of politics, because they wanted to, like for example, if you look at the breed, the German Shepherd, its actual name is German Shepherd. The British changed it to Alsatian because they did not want to give credit to the Germans for the best dog in the world. Similar is the Sher Shah Suri road, like the Pashtun General Sher Shah Suri in 1500 made this road from Kabul to Pakistan to India to Bangladesh, 3,000 kilometers. He's buried there in near Bangladesh in Uttar Pradesh, UP. Sher Shah Suri. He is from here, from Pakhtunkhwa, from Deir Ismail Khan, FR Darband area. So they changed the name to GT Road. So I can give you countless examples like this because of the prejudice of the British. And then what is FR area? FR means frontier regions.
Yeah.
So there was FATA, federally administered tribal area, and there was FR region.
Yeah.
So the area near the Durand line, the hilly areas, they used to call it tribal area. There are 7 districts there,
Yeah.
like Bajawad, Momand, Khyber Agency, Aurangzai, Khurrum Agency, South and North Waziristan.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 7 districts which have been merged after the 25th Constitutional Amendment in 2018.
Yeah.
So this is FATA, but there was another buffer area between FATA and between the British was so scared that they divided the Pashtuns into two parts by making this Durand line. The Afghanistan area, the name Afghanistan is actually a British construct because Afghanistan used to be part of Indian subcontinent just like Pakistan. So this Pakistan area is actually whole Afghania province, which was a Mughal province, right up to Delhi. It was never up to Attock.
I see.
So NWFP, I had explained, FR regions is frontier regions. The difference between FATA and the FR region was this, that FATA was directly controlled by Islamabad. It was not even controlled by the provincial assembly in Pakhtunkhwa. It was used to be controlled by the Punjabis, bureaucrats sitting in Islamabad. They used to call them political agents. So FATA used to be controlled to them. But FR region was the same.
Yeah.
But FR regions was controlled by political agent as well as the local deputy commissioner used to also. So it was even more lawless region, although it was a buffer between the FATA tribal area and the Pakhtunkhwa. Now this has been removed after 25th constitutional amendment. So I answered about NWFP, FATA and FR regions. Yes.
So, what are the real percentage of the Pashtuns in Pakistan?
Yes, like officially now 18% is the population of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa we have Hinduko speaking people, we also have Chitralis, and we also have some Seraikis, So Hinduko is actually the Punjabi language because the Punjabi name was given to the Punjabi language by the British. Actually, it's Hinduko because if you look at Hinduko in Punjabi, it's exactly like Hindi. It's like a dialect of Hindi. I don't consider it as a separate language because it's the Hinduko, ancient Hinduko was written by the same script as Hindi. So the Urdu, Hindi, Hinduko and Punjabi, they are similar and they have similar, only there is a small variation in speaking. So these people also live here and the percentage of Pashtuns, because as I told you that Balochistan has a lot of Pashtuns, maybe 10% of the population. So 10%, and if you add 18% here, almost 16 to 18%, so it becomes 26%. Then there are 1 crore to 2 crore Pashtuns in Karachi. That's come to 20%. So maybe say another 10%, so to 10 or 15%. So add this and also add another 10% in Punjab because we have 2 crore Pashtuns living in Punjab, in Dera Ghazi, Khan, Khushab, Bakar, Miawali, Multan, they're all Pashtuns. So if you add them, I think my guess is about 50% plus. But nobody has researched, nobody has because when the Pashtuns are in Balochistan, they are called Baloch. When the Pashtuns are in Punjab, they are called Punjabi. When they are in Sindh, they have become Sindhi. So. But my guess is Pashtuns are the most biggest ethnicity because in Punjab there are Seraiki Baloch people. So if you minus that from Punjabis, the Pashtuns become the highest in my opinion, and this has to be investigated and corrected. And Punjabis are not, I don't think so. They are not dominant. Yeah.
So, what is the ancient name of this region?
Yes, just like Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the land of Pashtuns beyond Khyber, this area in Avesta used to be called Gandhara. Gandhara name came because the Indus Valley civilization is the oldest civilization in the world. And it's older than the pyramids. Like pyramids were made 5,000. This area was even present 8,000 years ago at the time of maybe Abraham and the Namrud time. So
Yeah.
this is one of the oldest place on earth, and the languages of the Europe are derived from Afghanistan area or the Indus Valley civilization. So this is very old, and this area has to be dig up by the historians and the archaeologists. So in the Avesta, this region used to be called Avestian region, and in that area, this place Pakhtunkhwa was Gandhara region. So why the name Gandhara? Because Gandhari was a princess married to the king,
Yeah.
and she was very beautiful, but the king was blind. So the princess was so nice that she used to put like a blindfold on her eye in order to show her love and respect for the king. So she started going about blindfolded, and this is true. Like people say, love is blind. So Gandhari princess had blind love for the king, so she went about with the blindfold. And from the Gandhari prince, this area used to be called Gandhara because although the king was blind, maybe she was ruling this area.
Yeah.
So the ruler of this area was a princess. And this Gandhara region is connected to in the Buddhist and the ancient Hindu Shahi and the Mahabharata. Actually, this area is mentioned in Mahabharata. And some say the Mahabharata book has been written here or Afghanistan, because Peshawar was Afghanistan. Most of the people are confused because of the Durand line, like especially the Punjabi Sikhs. They think that Ranjit Singh went to Afghanistan. He never went to Afghanistan. This was Afghanistan. Peshawar was the last place he came, and he came with the British, because the British were actually planning the first Anglo-Afghan war. So there was a big column. So he came with them. So the Sikhs did not come here alone. They came with the British, with the intention, because after Amritsar agreement, the Sikhs and the British combined, and together they had a plan to go toward from Delhi, go towards Afghanistan, and Peshawar was the Afghanistan. So the misconception that people say that, oh, Afghanistan is the graveyard of empires. Nobody has conquered it, not even the Sikhs. So these people imagination has gone wrong, because their geography is poor. So in order to properly understand the history, similar is the case of the Punjabi folklore, Heer Ranja, that he came from Takhte Hazara. So that Takhte Hazara is not here in Pakhtunkhwa, it's there in Afghanistan, because the Hazara people are actually the Mongols, the small Chinese race. So here may be a bit Chinesey white guy coming from Hazara, which is there in Afghanistan, because the current Hazara here was actually misnamed by the British. The actual name of Hazara is Pakal Valley, in the ancient Pakal Valley. The Mughals also, the Pakal Valley is there in Hazara. It extended right up to Islamabad, Margala Hills. Yes.
So, what is the correct name of this province? Peshawar or Peshawar?
You mean the city?
Yeah, the city.
The capital, yeah.
Province.
The capital of this province is Peshawar.
Yeah.
So that is written in English, but its actual name is not Peshawar. The Pashtuns call it Peshawar.
Yeah.
So why they called it Peshawar? Because in the Bible there is a mention of Herat River as harbor. So the area of this Himalayan mountains used to be called Khabar. Beyond the river Herat was this area. So it used to be called Khabar. Khabar become Khyber.
Yeah.
So Peshawar means after Khyber. So it makes sense. And in the ancient time, the name of this city was Pushkalavati. Although Pushkalavati was not here in Peshawar, it was there in Charsadda. So that is a Buddhist era time, and the Peshawar may be made later by the Mughals on the Grand Trunk Road or the Shirshah Suri, because it's lying on the Shirshah Suri Road. It is right on the pathway of the Silk Route. It used to from like if you stand here from the west, the Russian beautiful crockery used to come from Russia to Afghanistan to Peshawar,
Yeah.
and the silk used to come from China to Peshawar, and from Peshawar it used to go south towards Iran, Shiraz, and then to Europe and Middle East. And spices used to come from east, from India to Peshawar, and then to Afghanistan, China, Europe, Middle East.
Yeah.
So this business of the Silk Route made the Pashtuns very rich. That's why they were the rulers of Indian subcontinent, like the Delhi Sultanate from 980 to 1550, and then the Mughals from 1550 to 1857 in partnership with the Durrani Pashtuns.
Yeah.
Because the Durrani Pashtuns were also their partners. Ahmad Shah Abdali's wife was the daughter of Bahadur Shah Zafar. And the sons of Ahmad Shah Abdali had, their mothers were the Mughal princes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Baba Khyber icon correct for this province?
Oh, yes, the Babe Khyber icon, which is on every damn official insignia or the official, logo, even you can say.
Yeah.
But it's not correct because historically, Babe Khyber was made by President Ayub Khan. President Ayub Khan made this in the 50s.
Yeah.
And why he made it, he had, there was a bureaucrat, a Commissioner Peshawar, a Bengali. So he came up with this idea because he was too afraid to go to Khyber Pass, cross the Ali Masjid and go to Michni Post in Landi Kotal to take the VIPs.
Yeah.
So that lazy guy put this right bang in Peshawar. So instead of taking them there because they were afraid of the tribals, so they put them here so that the VIPs could be handled here, right here in the Peshawar, and inside their homes. So it's very funny because and nobody is thinking about it, that why they put something which is a propaganda material, because it looks like it doesn't look like anything like the houses of the Pashtuns or the forts. Its construction is totally different. Maybe they copied this design from some Arab fort somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah.
But it does not look or represent the Pashtun homes because they are pretty different. If they really wanted to copy, there is a Ali Masjid fort, that is the ancient fort. The Durrani Empire had a fort in Ali Masjid right on top of hill. Put maybe the Bala Hisar fort, made by the Pashtun Duranis and before Delhi Sultanate, and it's been here for thousands of years. So this is more iconic. Or maybe put the Shir Shah Suri Road, or put anything which represents the Pashtuns, but it's totally obnoxious and fake, because Ayub Khan was actually wanted to use the Pashtuns after the Pashtuns took Kashmir and defeated the Indian army, and the Azad Kashmir is a gift of Pashtuns in 1947-48 to the Pakistan. They were never recognized. The Ayub Khan hashed up a plan with the Americans to use them against the Russians. So this was created as a propaganda material. So this propaganda material is now a fake representation of Pashtun, just like Naswar, like this snuff. This is actually a British import. The East India Company used to sell hashish to the Chinese, Naswar to the Pashtuns, and tea to the Indians. So this was, it was brought from Virginia, it's because this snuff is made from Virginia tobacco. So Pashtuns have been misled, thinking that Naswar and this Babe Khyber and things like that, and trying to portray them as some martial race and not ignoring their other capabilities as rulers. The rupiah currency has been made by the Pashtuns. The irrigation system, the Grand Trunk Road, the Bawlis, the marvelous wells on this, the Karwansarais, the Gor Gatris, the Karwansarai. Another Karwansarai is in Landi Kotal, which has been made, the Khyber Rifle office. That was actually a Karwansarai. And this Karwansarai goes right up to India. So, we have been deleted from the history, and we have been fed with wrong propaganda material.
So my last question is, why was this province called Frontier?
Oh yes, that is very interesting. You know, the British Empire, the British used to say that they have such a huge empire because they had colonized almost everybody.
Yeah.
The Africans, the Arabs, you know, they were all their slaves. The Indians, you know, they were like their slaves. You know, Punjabis and Bengalis used to do jobs in their offices and their military because, you know, you look at the population of UK, it's so small. They could not control such a huge area. It was like, and at that time, India was like America, like 75% of the world money was here.
Yeah.
So they came here to loot and plunder the resources. And, you know, why, they used to say arrogantly that the sun never used to set in our empire. That's what they used to say. And but their sun really set here because they could not cross Peshawar. That was the last area. So they call it frontier. Winston Churchill was here. He wrote his diary. He was right here in Shabqadar Fort. There is a room dedicated to him. He was there in Dir. There is Churchill Picket there.
Yeah.
The same prime minister who fought World War II.
Yeah.
So he was here. The British wrote hundreds of books, and they have said so many times the Pashtuns always used to give them tough time.
Yeah.
We had been fighting the British for almost 150 years till Pakistan came into being. And even now, you know, after the Pakistan, the Pashtun fought the Russians and the Americans. So there is a perpetual war, you know, like 300 years perpetual war, and Afghanistan war is now almost 50 years plus. So it is pretty interesting. And you know, in World War II, the casualties, if you add the casualties of World War II and World War One, the casualties in Afghanistan, Pakistan is more than that. And that is of singular race. And because in World War II there were multiple nationalities. So the British, that's why said frontier, because the end.
Yeah.
Their empire and their sunset, so they called Northwest Frontier Province. Yeah.
So thank you very much, Dr. Khurrum Shaukat, for giving us such a nice discussion about the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province.
Welcome.
So I hope you like our video, and in order to get new
Please
new
like
videos,
it. Yeah.
yeah, new videos about our channel, please subscribe. Otherwise, you won't get our videos in your feed. So thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.